I think it was only like one more time that I really got angry at God over not, winning the grant. But I came like later on down the line. Yeah, like I said, I was so angry at God that I told God that I wasn't gonna apply for it anymore. And one of the things that I truly believe the Holy Spirit did build within me during these times, teaching me, was that rejection is okay. And just because I tell you to do something, it doesn't mean that it's gonna go the way that you want it to go. Or just because I told you to apply for this doesn't mean you're gonna get it. I just told you to apply for it. I didn't say apply for this, you're going to win it. I just told you to apply for it. You formed your own conclusion on how it was gonna go. I know now that he was teaching me obedience, right? Are you going to be obedient even though it didn't work out last time? I know that he was teaching me obedience and faith, and to have faith, and even when it doesn't go the way that I want it, it doesn't have to go the way that you want, even if you have faith, so yeah, that's just the lesson he taught me, right? And like I said, I applied for grants a total of 7 times, and I remember it being like this one time, it was a few months ago, like I had applied for a grant, and I just knew that I had it on lock, and it didn't go that way. And I was so upset with God. I was mad at him, because I thought like, why do you keep telling me to apply for them if you have no intention to allow me to win it? But like I said, that wasn't the lesson in him telling me to do something. Him telling me to do something was the lesson. Like, are you going to be obedient? And it's funny because every time I applied, I got denied, right? And just about every time that I got denied, I told God, I'm not applying for it anymore. I'm not applying again. Like, I realized, like, I had a fear of rejection. I did. I truly did. And with that and several other things that have happened over the past year, obviously because of God, I've been delivered from the fear of rejection, right? But yeah, each time I was telling God, like, I am not applying for anymore. Like, no, we're not gonna keep doing this. No. But I did. I applied 6 more times. I feel like another lesson that God was teaching me was the fact that I kind of had him in a box. I only was expecting him to fund my business through a grant. I idolized that idea, right? The idea of him only being able to fund my business through a grant. Over time, I became just okay, like, ooh, is this what I know that God is going to provide for my business? And still to this day, I am expecting God to provide for my business, but now I don't think I have an expectation on how he's gonna do it. I just know that he's going to do it, right? It'll be a year on the 31st of January, but I heard God tell me to quit my job a year ago. That's just kind of the story. Since then, since I haven't been working, I want to say that this has been the craziest year I've ever experienced. And I say craziest because it's been good, but it's also been like, To the average person and to the religious people, this looks like my worst year. Well, this past year looks like my worst year, right? Over the course of this past year, I've quit my job. One of my biggest fears before I quit my job was, how was I going to pay for my rent when that 6 months was up, right? My biggest fear was being evicted from my apartment. Well, and before I say that, I want to say that by the grace of God, and God is so, y'all, God is so good, even when it doesn't look like it's good. But after that 6 months of my rent being paid like ran out, that my lease was supposed to end on, I think, July, I think. But by the grace of God, I ended up staying in my apartment 3 months later, and for those 3 months, I had no job. I had no source of income. Yeah. And also, those 3 months, I had no hot water. And that's another miracle, along with being able to stay 3 extra months without signing a lease, without the income to pay the rent monthly. So yeah, that's a miracle within itself. And so when I moved into my apartment, my landlord told me that gas was like optional, was something that, like, I had never had gas before, so I really didn't understand the concept of gas. But yeah, my landlord told me that gas was optional, so you didn't have to get it if you didn't want it. I chose not to get it because I didn't think that I needed gas. I asked him, did I need it? And he told me no. He literally told me no. So I didn't get it. I never got it turned on. I never got it put in my name. Never did anything that had to do with gas, right? Because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was attached to. Well, for the whole entire year, from the time that I moved in till my lease ended, so in July, I had gas. Now, the day that my lease ended, mysteriously, the gas is cut off. The day that they came, like I said, I had no idea of what gas was attached to. So when I seen that note, I was like, okay, like whatever. I don't care. Like I thought I didn't have gas the entire year. So yeah, by the grace of God, I actually had gas. Literally remember just like throwing it on like the table because I didn't think I had any use for it. And when I seen it, I had just got back from being in like another state with a family member. And I want to say I had been there for like maybe like 2 months. Like, so yeah, when I got back, that note was on my door. I was just like, oh, like whatever, like that's cool, like I don't care. So y'all, I go to take a shower. I got back, I took a shower, I later on that night came, I go to cook dinner and to wash dishes, because I wash dishes as I cook, right? Y'all, the water wouldn't get hot.